Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. It is good to see you. It's Ryan here with DP Marketing.Services and author on the book on digital marketing for plumbing and HVAC contractors. Hope you're doing well, staying safe. Thanks for tuning in, and Happy New Year. Coming at this video with me and my brick. So this is a brick, right? Funny story about this brick. There was a restaurant that literally is just maybe the catty corner from our office right now. It's the downtown restaurant who, like when I was growing up, it was the nice restaurant to go to for like big events. Like you'd go there for prom and stuff like that. And it had been around for years and years and years. And this is a brick from that building. Because a couple of years ago, the building went out of business, changed ownership. They couldn't keep up the quality that, things went downhill. And then for a long time, the building sat empty until one day they decided that they're going to tear it down and build a 15-story building in its place. So when they were doing the demo, I went by one day and took this brick as a reminder of not only the restaurant, but that all businesses have life cycles. For every business that starts, it eventually is going to be born, and like all things, it's eventually going to die. And in fact, there's actually curves that we can use to kind of map this out. And so this is going to be true for your business, for my business, for anybody's business. And as managers of plumbing and HVAC and electrical shops, it's important to understand just as a big picture view of where you are in your growth cycle and what you need to be preparing for in sort of that process. So I kind of on a post-it note just drew down like a really quick little, here's kind of what you can expect with a life cycle. So it starts here, right? This is going to be your start. And then over here, as you go to the right for me, this is going to get more and more over time. And this line, which, sorry, I'm upside down and backwards. This line represents sales. So it starts off with, when you're starting off, right, you're trying to do everything. And eventually your sales grow and you start getting things like systems and processes. You start doing more and more and more. Some of you guys like will live and die here, right? You will never really get outside of this kind of launching the business and taking it to the next level. It might just be, your little line might look a little bloop. But this is true if you're talking about a 100-year-old business or a 5-week-old business. The same cycle exists. You'll have like this little bloop, and then you're done. But this is where really most of the businesses have the most dynamic success, right? So here you're just scrambling. You're just doing whatever work you can. And here you're starting to get things figured out. And if you were to try to draw like another line on top of this to represent profit, it might look like this. So that second line is going to be more representative of profit, right? So profit, you're going to lose money early on. And think about it. You're buying trucks, you're buying tools, you're doing marketing, like you're expending money before you can actually make the profit back. So you actually might start off backwards, but eventually you'll get it and you'll get back. But at some point, you start becoming less and less profitable. This little middle stage right here, in this phase, this is what a lot of guys aim for. So we would call that the shake-up phase. So in this phase right here, you're getting all your systems are coming online. You're getting really great team. You're getting really great hiring. You're getting really great branding. All this stuff is starting to really come into gear. And once you hit this stage, not only do things plateau a bit, but things start to change hands. So this is where a lot of investor groups will come in and want to buy these companies. This is what a lot of companies will merge together to become a mega company. And pretty quickly, the things start shifting from a hierarchical standpoint, right? They become more and more complicated to run. There's probably other lines you could draw in here to go like overhead efficiency, right? It might be really lean overhead efficiency here, but once you start getting over to this side, the overhead of just running the office and the bureaucracy that these huge companies become, it really starts to suck into your cash flow. But I just want to share this with you of always be mindful of where you are in this growth curve. Each of these we could probably spend 15, 20 minutes talking about kind of the nuances on. This tends to be high on vision, high on change the world. We're high on just pounding the pavement. We're going to grit it out. And over here, like, yeah, it's not worth it. Maybe you're burnout. Maybe your heart's not in it anymore. But at some point, every business is going to go through this. And so literally this brick sits on my desk. It sits on my desk as a reminder that our business, your business, all businesses go through a life cycle. And the challenge as leadership of your business is to find ways to stay in this phase as long as you can. Stay innovating, stay coming up with new ideas, outperform the competition. As new competition comes online and they start rapidly growing, you've got to figure out how to reinvent yourself so you can compete. You can't keep doing the same old thing, or else you start the downward trend earlier. Find a way to stay up on your game, reinvent yourself, stay on this side of the curve. Because once you go onto the maturity stage, it's really hard to get out of it. So I'm curious to know about you. Where are you on this life cycle? What do you do to keep yourself sharp? How are you reinventing yourself? Or are you just doing business as usual? Because look, we all know people who have done the same business the same way for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And a lot of those businesses are really struggling. So I'm curious to know from you, a little bit of a weird video with my brick, my prop, and my Post-it note. What do you do to maintain your growth? Where would you put yourself in the life cycle at, and where do you see yourself going? So I'd love to hear from you. As always, guys, leave a comment below. Follow us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube, and I look forward to seeing what you say. Can't wait. Chime in. We'll see ya.